Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iOS today is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
Coming up, make Siri tweet for you.
Oh, that would be cool. How many photos can you fit in your library?
And how to get your 10-year-old a job at Pixar.
On iOS Today, right now,
yeah.
next. This episode of iOS Today is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron will send you all the ingredients to cook fresh, delicious meals with simple step-by-step instructions right to your door. See what's on the menu this week and get your first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/twit. That's blueapron.com/twit. And by 99 Designs, the #1 choice for small businesses seeking high-quality, affordable design. To get the perfect design for your logo, business card, website, app, and more, visit 99designs.com/twit and receive a $99 service upgrade for free. And by lynda.com, the online learning platform with over 3,000 on-demand video courses to help you strengthen your business, technology, and creative skills. For a free 10-day trial, visit lynda.com/iOS today. That's LYNDA.com/iOS today. Hello!
Hello,
Welcome.
and hello.
Hello
Welcome
to you, and to you, and to you, and you, and you. It's time for iOS Today, the show where we talk about iOS today. That could be the Apple Watch, it could be the iPhone. I would show mine, but I gave it to my son, or it could be an iPad.
All the eyes.
All the eyes, iOS Today.
So there's a big announcement, September 9th.
It's official now.
It's official.
And the
Invitations were
invitation
sent.
went out to all of the best journalists, which means you and I didn't get one. However, there is a little, as always, Apple, when they make these invitations, I think, I now know the designers are going, let's put stuff in here that will give people, pause, and then they can spend all their energy analyzing this. We'll get a lot of ink between now and September 9th. So the invitation did say September 9th. It said at Bill Graham Civic Center, which, by the way, is a giant
7,000 people, over 7,000.
7,000.
Why do you think they did that?
Well, here's an interesting thing. Christina Warren at Mashable said, why is it this big? And she pointed out that, in fact, if you look at the capacity of the Civic Center in San Francisco, it could vary from 6,000 to 7,000. That's because the seats are removable. So she said, maybe they're not all going to be seats. Maybe they're going to take some of that space and maybe make a home that they could demonstrate home automation, because one of the rumors is that the new $200 Apple TV will come out on September 9th or be announced, and that they'll demonstrate it because it has a lot of home automation stuff in a giant home. She also said, what if there'll be room for cars?
Ooh, cars.
Because it's wide open. They've had car shows there. You could drive cars right into the show floor.
Interesting.
An Apple car,
Interesting. Huh. Well, Kashmir Hill on Tech News Today was saying that she pointed out that the Bill Graham Civic Center is in a very different part of the city, a part they're trying to renovate, and so maybe that has something to do with it. They're trying to bring people to different parts of the city.
Why would Apple care about that?
Why would they care about San Francisco?
Yeah.
Good question.
No, I don't think it has any. Thank you, Kashmir. That's crazy talk.
You don't think
Apple
that
does what's good for Apple? They've had it all over the place.
Well, maybe they're getting a deal on it. Like a better deal. They would care because it's cheaper.
I don't think Apple cares about the price. They've got 120, $180 billion in the bank, a few thousand here or there. Apple's had events, iPhone events specifically, at the Flint Center, at the Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. That's the smallest venue. That's only about 500 people. That's where the iPad was announced. They've also done at Moscone West. That's the biggest venue that they've used. That's a few thousand people. But to my knowledge, they've never had an event at the Bill Graham Civic Center, and they've never had an event, in my memory, correct me if I'm wrong, anywhere near this big. So, no, there's a reason. It's not that they're maybe they just want to invite
that part of the city.
More of the press. Maybe they just have more people, more of the best tech journalists there in the auditorium. People like You and me? Did you get your invite?
I haven't gotten it yet. It probably went to my spam folder.
That's what happened.
That's what I'm
Sure,
thinking.
yeah.
So the invitation was called, the name of the event was Siri, Give Me a Hint.
Yeah.
So, of course, or give us a hint. So everyone has been asking Siri, and if you haven't already, then we'll ask her right now so that you can see what she says.
By the way, you don't have to say Siri.
Yeah.
You can just say, give us a hint.
Give me a hint.
The only hint I can give you right now is a hint of lime in that there's a big announcement on the 9th of September.
You have to kind of read it because it's hard to understand.
Yeah,
But he said,
with that voice.
the only hint I can give you now is a hint of lime. Huh? And what is that from? Is that an ad? Is that like a 7-Up ad? And there's a big announcement on 9 September. By the way, you have the British guy.
I do. What does your Siri say?
September 9. Give me a hint.
Well, I hear there's something big happening on September 9th.
You have the one
yours
from the
9
Midwest.
September. Yeah. Let me ask again.
Okay.
Give me a hint.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I am not authorized either to confirm or deny that I cannot disclose anything that you would then have to confirm. In any case, I would deny it. Got it?
Let me turn it up a little bit because she's a little quiet. One more time. Give me a hint.
That may be beyond my abilities at the moment.
Notice she thinks I'm saying hand. Does
Yeah.
it sound like I'm saying hand?
No.
Give me a hint.
What? You can't tell from my colorful, wavy
You
words.
still get the same answer, by the way, whether you
Right.
say hand or
yeah.
hint.
Let's try.
Go ahead. You ask one more time.
Please give me a hint.
Ah.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I am not authorized either to confirm or deny.
Please give me a hint.
Give me a hint.
Desperate for information.
Yeah, that's the one where he says you're cute when you're desperate for information. I didn't like that. Give me a hint.
It doesn't matter. That's all you're going to get. But it's interesting. Now, remember that Siri comes from the server. Siri's configurable, can change on a dime. And obviously, the minute they put out that invitation, they figured people like us would try that, and that's why they added September 9th. So
Right.
I don't remember them ever doing that before. I think that's kind of cute. But why Siri?
I know, that's a good question. Do you think it has to do with Apple TV? Like Siri controlling Apple TV?
One speculation that this is the 9 to 5 Mac, Mark Gurman, smart guy. This is the rumor. There'll be a $200 Apple TV that will have a special remote control that not only will have kind of Wiimote style spatial navigation, you twist it around and move it to do games perhaps, but also have a microphone on it so that you can talk to Siri. And the Fire TV has that, Amazon's solution. The Microsoft Xbox One has that where you can talk to it. Fire TV works great. You could say, I'm looking for a Harrison Ford movie, and it will show up Harrison Ford movies. Now, mostly it shows Harrison Ford movies available on Amazon's own service, so it's a little bit less than perfect. But hey, it works, and it does a pretty good job. So this would be a catch-up on Apple's part.
Right.
I think
Siri's
you might
supposed to be
right.
better in iOS 9 too.
That's another
that was
reason.
what they announced.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
I
Better
don't know.
how?
Better, smarter, I guess, have more information without like keeping all the information on your device, like to be as accurate as a service like OK Google, but not sending all your personal information in the cloud in order to be that.
That's a hard
that
thing to
accurate.
do.
Yeah.
Because one of the reasons Google works so great, OK Google and Google Now work so well, is because it for instance, reads my email.
Right.
So it knows I'm going on a plane, and it can actually pop up the plane schedule. That's something if Apple doesn't go through your email, it won't be able to do. So this is a challenge. It's hard for Apple to both protect privacy and make a useful speech assistant.
So Siri can do some things, and I thought we would show you a few things that she can do, or he, right now. that are
Stupid
helpful.
Siri tricks on
Yes.
this edition
Well,
of
not
iOS Today.
stupid. So this was also inspired by a question I got from Tim from LaGrange, Texas. He said, I listen to a lot of podcasts during my commute, including iOS Today, of course. I often get tips or ideas during those podcasts, but forget about them by the time I get home and write them down. Thank you for not stopping and texting them in your reminders app while you're driving, Tim. Is there a way I can have Siri record a note with the idea? For example, I hear a tip on using a human gearbox to store miscellaneous items from my desk. I want to say, hey Siri, make a note to buy a human gearbox. That of course does not work, but I'm hoping y'all would have a workable solution. I know I could create a reminder using Siri, but I would prefer a list of items since some of these are just ideas I want to record. So here's how you do this, Tim. First, you have to create a reminder I guess it's called reminder list. So I'll
there's a
add a
reminders
list.
app.
Yeah. So I'll just call it stuff, and then click done, and then add teach Leo a lesson to my stuff list.
I've added it.
You really
teach
like the
Leo,
male
listen.
voice better, really?
I do.
Yeah.
So
Guess
it
that
didn't
makes
get it
sense.
exactly, but let's try it again.
What did it?
Subscribe to let's try that.
I'm not sure
That's
I
one of the things I hate about dictation.
I'm not sure I understand
You have
either.
to think. You have to prepare
Yes,
before you
I
do
know.
it.
As opposed to this show, we
Right,
don't
where
think or
really
prepare.
think. You know what we're talking about.
Add subscribe to iOS Today to my stuff list.
I've added it.
Subscribe to iOS Today. So there's my stuff list.
And you're going to teach Leo to listen.
Yes. So
Which actually, Siri knew what she was
teach
talking
Leo
about.
listen. Subscribe to iOS Today. Now it's a list of things. So
The
that's how you do
woman
it.
behind Siri, we know now, is named Susan Bennett.
Oh.
Now, I don't know who the man behind your Siri is, but the woman behind Siri is Susan Bennett. And in fact, she confessed on CNN.
What did she
about
confess to?
She confessed to being.
Oh.
Because I think Apple doesn't really want to glorify her, right? They kind of want her to be anonymous.
Right.
For you to think that Siri really is Siri.
Your personal assistant.
Right, right. Actually, you know, there's a YouTube video, let me see if I can find it, of her interviewing Siri.
Do you want me to go on to my next
Go on
tip?
and I'll see if I can find that, because it's fun to hear her real voice.
I did not know this, maybe you knew this, that Siri can tweet for you. So if you're driving and you suddenly think of the most hilarious thing that you needed to say.
How do you do that?
You say, well, first you have to connect to your Twitter account, but tweet, watch us live now at live.twit.tv.
Okay, I found this on the web for tweet why just live now at live twit.
And that's about when you plow the car into the side of the road because you're trying. What?
Okay. Let's try this again. Siri, tweet, why does Leo always laugh at me? Question mark.
Here's your tweet. Ready to send it?
Hey, good.
Should I send it?
Yeah. Oh, too late.
We talk too much for Siri.
She thinks she's still being,
Okay, let's try this again. Tweet, watch me live at live.twit.tv now.
Here's what I found on the web for
That's
tweet
because I
watch
think
me
it's
live
the
at live
address
twit
that's
TV.
the problem.
Right.
Tweet, why is Leo so much smarter than me? Question mark.
Here's your tweet.
Okay,
Ready
shall
to
I send
send
it? Yes, I'm ready to send it.
No, don't send
Okay,
that.
I
Now
sent
they're
it.
going to think I made you do that.
Okay. Tweet, Leo did not make me send that tweet.
Here's your tweet. Ready to send it? Okay, I sent it.
Now I'm having a tweet storm.
Tweet storm. You think that's how Mark Andreessen does it? It's tweet storms. So here, listen, this is Susan Bennett. This is actually from her website. She's a voiceover artist, and this is her demo reel.
I'm voice actor Susan Bennett, here today with one of my alter egos, Siri.
Siri here.
May I call you Siri?
Call me Rock Goddess.
Okay, Rock Goddess.
She does
Other
sound
than
like
the
it,
iPhone and
doesn't she?
iPad, where have we heard your, my voice?
Did you see Mission Impossible 4? 4 hours, 52 minutes. Delta
She's
Airlines
other
gates
computers.
worldwide.
Thank you for choosing Delta Airlines. What about TV and radio?
Searching the web for Siri, Susan Bennett voiceover.
Chiquita, quite possibly the world's perfect food.
She
You
also
can
does
have it
banana
all right
ads.
now with the Accurate TSX. At
she
Papa John's,
whispers.
we don't have to keep
does everything,
reinventing the pizza.
Siri.
Better ingredients, better pizza.
So
Papa John's.
she's pretty good, but I think that being the voice of Siri is not an easy thing to do, because you have to both. You don't want to sound robotic, but you don't want to sound like there's a person in the iPad either, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
It's that
I wonder who
uncanny
does the
balance.
man voice on yours.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that.
Let's do some more tricks with Susan.
So she can
and
post to
Siri.
Twitter. She can post to Facebook. Just, say, post to Facebook.
Right. You do have to confirm, and that's good because you wouldn't want the kids to mess with you.
Right, you wouldn't. She can read your text messages, but you have to be very specific about it. You have to, and hopefully I don't have any Let's try this. Read my new text messages.
You have 12 messages and 4 conversations.
Holy cow.
Sent today at 9:22
That's cool.
a.m. It says, okay.
That's what most of my husband's text messages say. Okay. And you can reply, of course.
I like that feature because that's something you could do in the car. And you can talk to Siri if your car is hooked up via Bluetooth or you have the new Apple car. You can talk to Siri and she can read your text messages. I think that's a great thing.
And read my email. Read my email, you can say. Or read my email from Leo Laporte, or read my email from...
So you can narrow it down.
Yes.
I could say, what did Megan tell me this morning?
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah. You can also send an email and you do the subject line. So if I wanted to say, let's see, you'd have to say, send an email about whatever. So
and
if
that
I
would be
say,
the subject. Okay.
Send an email to Leo about iOS today. So I think you can show my screen.
Let's see. Well, we don't know. Shh, stop talking. Okay.
What would you like your email to say?
So it's Leo and then the subject.
And after the subject, you could say, how come you're so smart?
Right, I could say that, but I lost it. So
then it would launch mail
send
and
an email
send it?
to Leo about, and in the about is your subject line.
That's one thing that keeps me from using all of these personal voice assistants is the syntax has to be pretty accurate.
Yeah.
And one of the ways they could improve Siri, in my opinion, is something called natural language, and she does some of this. You don't have to say everything exactly the same way. But it's hard to remember this, like that particular syntax. It's hard to remember that, and if you don't remember it, you get it wrong, and then she says, oh, here's what I found on the web about that. It's a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, I think this one, I mean, I think that's true for a lot of them, but I think sending an email, if you do need to send a lot of emails with subject lines, send an email about.
Do you, by the way, do you always say Siri before you begin your series? Yeah, I did for a while, but then I realized you don't have to. Send an email to Megan Maroney about iOS today. Is that correct?
Did you mean Megan Maroney?
Oh, I'm sorry, Maroney, yes.
I don't know what you mean by Maroney, yes. Did you mean Megan Maroney?
Yes.
Which email address for Megan Maroney? Okay, what would you like the email to say?
I am sorry for everything that I have done to you over the years. Please forgive me. Yours, new paragraph. Yours truly, Leo Laporte. Bye-bye. And please watch my show. Bye. P.S. Hey.
Here's your email message to Megan Maroney.
Send.
Ready to send it?
Yes. So you can do
I'll
that
send
hands-free if you get the right the right email address. You can do that.
The trouble with the hands-free when you're driving is you want to look at what it says, you know, to make sure.
I wish you would read it back to me, huh?
Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that was cool.
Yeah.
So send. Just want to fix this in my mind. Send a message to somebody, and if you ideally. I mean, you just used my first name. Am I the only Leo you know?
Yes.
And you only have one email address for me.
I know a baby whose name is Leo.
But he doesn't have an email address.
Not yet.
So send a message to name about subject.
Right.
Can you continue on with the message? Like, could I just do it all in one swell swoop? Could I say, let's try it. Send a message to Megan about iOS today. I want to now do the body. Text. Yes, you
Which
can't.
phone number or email address should I use for Megan Maroney?
So that's a problem. So there needs to be some way to indicate that now the body is coming. I don't know if there's a way to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. There
probably is, but
I think you can also say, let's try this.
Oh, tell Leo.
Tell Megan that I agree with her 100%, comma, no matter what she says, period.
Which phone number or email address should I use for Megan Maroney?
So this would be, which one, the first one? Because this would be, you would want me to use...
The phone number?
Oh my God, it's going on and on. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, okay. So that's for phone number, because I have two.
Or email address, yeah.
And email. So it could send that via email, too. Okay, good. So that would be for a text message.
Right.
Tell.
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 Okay, tell. So about, send an email, tell. Got it. We've talked about Apple Music and Siri.
Yeah, you know what?
can do a
That's the
lot.
best right now. I think the best user of Siri is getting your music played.
Right.
Yeah, but you have to be an Apple Music subscriber.
You do.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. You could maybe add it to
Probably
play
Beats Radio. There's a few things you could do.
Yeah. So you can say all kinds of things. You can say, play the most popular music from 2007.
So I like that. Here, 25 top hits from 2007 coming up. That's awesome. That is
Because you
great.
wanted to hear some Beyonce, didn't you?
Well, you said the year, and I think that's you're kind of stuck with what you get. But
Right.
still, I think that's really cool. And how useful is that?
It's great. You can also do this. Let's see. Skip this song.
Put a ring on it.
Sorry, Master, I can't do that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop right there. You have told Siri that you're to be called Master?
Master, yes, I am. You can do it too. Siri, call me Leo.
You would like me to call you Leo?
I think it might show my address and stuff right after this, so. Oh,
How about this one? Call me maybe.
Here's the contact information for Megan Morone.
I don't know who you are, but you can tell me. In Siri settings, tap on My Info and then choose yourself from your contacts.
So that's something important. I haven't chosen my self card yet from
to
contacts.
self.
So it doesn't know where to store that. In fact, if you look at your contact card, it'll actually show you what your Siri nickname is, what Siri's going to call you as part of, it's called your nickname, I think. So let me go into my, I'm going to go into my contacts and choose an appropriate self card.
so as he's doing that, I'll say, you can
By the
say,
way,
skip this song.
You do that in the Siri settings, not in the contacts.
Okay,
So
got
that's
it.
an important one.
And you can also like put in Lisa and tell Siri that Lisa's your wife and
You
say,
can
call
get
my
all
wife.
of your, and I don't want to show this because I don't want to show all of my information, but I have given almost everybody a relationship. Cousins, sisters, brother, I don't know if I can do cousins, sisters, brothers, father, mother. And then you can say, tell my father not to bother. I'd rather he didn't, whatever rhymes with father and bother. Okay, so I'm now giving it my info. So now I can say, call me maybe.
You would like me to call you, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, maybe.
I'm sorry. I'm inappropriately amused by that. But okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I have a friend who just installed Windows 10, and he said he accidentally had Cortana call him something, and he has no idea how to change it. So it's
change
like
it, yeah.
Cortana's just calling him
I have
something.
her call me boss. Boss is a good one.
Yeah, master, boss.
Call me boss.
You would like me to call you, boss?
Yes.
Boss.
Boss. Okay, boss.
Boss. I like that.
Now notice, by the way, and I'll hide my phone number there, but in the, can you see that, the entry, it says that's my nickname there, Leo Laporte, and underneath it, the word in quotations, that's the nickname field, and that's how you give Siri, you can even write in, you could edit your contact and write it in if you want. All right.
So with Apple Music, she will also, you can say skip this song, you can say play more like this, you can say, you know, play a specific song, you can say play a specific song by a certain artist if there's a lot of artists that play that song. You can say, you know, play a certain playlist.
So she's pretty smart.
About Apple Music, she knows a lot. I will say, I will give her that. So yeah, so I do think, okay, here's another one that that I wowed Anthony, our technical director, with before the show that he had never heard of.
I have child, I have sister. Whoops, let me go down here again. I have in all my relationships.
Sister, mother, sister.
I do. I have child, Henry, sister Eva, child Abby, mother Mary, father Leo, and spouse Lisa. So you can do that with all of your relationships. I wonder what else I can do. Add related name. You can have parent. Let's see what all of the mother, father, parent, brother, sister, child, friend, spouse, partner, assistant, manager.
You should have me as manager.
Manager. All right. Let's see here. Let's see, and then I can say Megan.
And that makes it real.
And that makes it real. That's all it takes.
Yep.
So now I can say, tell my manager, take this job and shove it.
Right.
And that'd be the end of that.
You can't actually. So here's another one, another trick she does. Dim my screen.
Okay, I made the screen darker.
I have to remember that because we're always getting in there and doing that.
Brighten my screen. Oops. Doing
I'm
that.
not sure I understand.
But it does give you a slider. I'm sorry, I keep talking after you press the button. I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut up now.
That didn't happen
and
when
let
we rehearsed this show.
Please go ahead. Be my guest. I'll stop talking right now.
It's got to get all that first.
I'm just trying to help.
Brighten my screen.
I made it a bit brighter.
But I like it that you can then get the slider
Right,
so
yeah,
you can
they
really get it
adjust
just so.
And then, oh, I have to get it back to where it's supposed to be.
Perfect.
So, yeah. I don't know if I have any tricks left up my Siri sleeves. Oh, here, I've got a couple more.
Okay.
Do you want to hear them?
I am all ears.
If you take a lot of notes and then, I don't know, my notes are really complicated in there. And then, but if you think, oh, I want to find that note, you can just say, find my note about iOS today.
Okay, I found this note.
Nice.
Here's this note where I was talking about iOS today.
Here, Curtis B gave us a good one. Once you assign relations to everybody, you can do something like, how do I get to my brother's house?
Ooh.
And it'll know.
What is your brother's name?
Oh, but I haven't assigned. I have no brother, so that was actually a nonsensical question. let me do something. How do I get to my father's house?
Getting directions to Elia Port home.
And it did. It's getting the map and all of that, which is really. And then it crashed. So that was really. That was great. No, I like that. In the car, you know, you could say things like that. That's great.
Right.
Send, about, and say. So, this is from Web 1641. Thank you, Web 1641. Send Megan an email about iOS today. Say, I think I found the perfect app cap. Now I could post the full thing.
Which email address for Megan Moroney?
I'm going to select one.
What would you like your email to say?
But I said it. Oh. Anyway, apparently say is the key word.
Right.
But that, again, that raises that whole thing. If you don't know all of this stuff, you got to kind of use it a lot to remember it.
Right.
There's great stuff.
I think that is the key, using it a lot.
Yeah.
Using it over and over again, yes.
I agree. How about this one? You want one?
Yeah, I do want one.
What plane is flying overhead right now?
Checking. Here is what I found.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that. Flight seen from current location. This is Wolfram Alpha, by the way. So that's something important to understand, is that a question that could be interpreted by Wolfram Alpha, you might actually get an answer to, because Wolfram Alpha will do the calculation. So for instance, what is the square root of -1?
Checking on that. The answer is I.
Now you know what the kids are saying when they say "aight." They're saying the square root of -1.
Right.
Aight.
You can also ask Siri to show you pictures of things. That sometimes works, I think, too.
Show me a picture of Megan Moroney.
Here are some images of Megan Moroney I found on the web.
That is fabulous.
And almost all of them are me.
Who's this?
Those two are not me.
There must be
might
another woman named Megan
Moroney.
Moroney,
Yeah,
actually.
I know, she
Yeah.
totally stole my name.
I'm sorry. You can get that. That was an unfiltered response to what was, after all, an insulting situation. I like that. What else can we do? The chat room's been great.
Yes.
The chat room has been great.
Oh, here's one. What do I have on my schedule for next week?
Okay, Master, I found 3 appointments for the next week.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
That
busy
reminds
am
me
I?
that
Yeah.
Labor Day is next Monday.
Of course you
can
can do weather. We know you can do weather.
Right.
What? Can I ask what satellites are above us right now? Let me see.
Let's try that.
What satellites are above us right now?
Let me think. Here's what I found on the web for what satellites are above us right now.
Now, this is a part of the problem, is you don't know exactly what source she's going to go to. If she'd gone, I bet you, if she'd gone to Wolfram Alpha, she would have found that. But she decided instead to check Bing, and I get a web search result.
Yeah, it is interesting because I have the Amazon Echo at home, and I've been really paying attention to, sometimes she says, I don't understand the question I heard, and then sometimes she says, I'm sorry, I can't answer that. And that's really interesting because those are two different things.
I don't know if I heard it right.
Right.
I don't know if I answered it. I can answer it.
And there's something that I appreciate her saying, I don't understand the question I heard, rather than here's what I found on the web, because that's sort of like, that's not what I asked. But when she answers, I don't understand the question I heard, like that seems more human to me.
Yeah.
So.
Can you change Siri's voice?
Yes, you can. We have different voices.
But I mean, can you change it by telling Siri to change your voice?
Change to the female voice.
I can't change my voice, but you can do it yourself in settings.
And actually, that's a helpful answer because it's giving you a link to the voice settings part. So that's another thing I guess that would be useful is if you don't know how to set something on an iPad or an iPhone, you might try asking Siri to set it and see if she gives you the direction that point you in any way that you can do it yourself. That's great. I like that.
And the one thing that I could not figure out that was really frustrating to me is how to talk to Siri without that loud sound.
The boom boom?
Yeah.
Can you turn that off?
I could not figure out how to turn that off.
Because one of the nice things on Alexa, you can turn that off. She doesn't have to make a booping sound.
I think it's designed so you don't accidentally tell Siri, you know, you don't accidentally record your voice or something.
Do you use Siri to dictate? I use it all the time. So even when I'm sending a message or in an email, sometimes I'll just go, oh, and let me dictate it, and I will dictate, and it's very good dictation.
Yeah.
But you notice I use comma, period, new paragraph. There are a few commands that you need to know. Open quote, close quote. I don't know. Does that work?
I think so.
Open
the comma,
parentheses.
period, parentheses, that all works. And of course, Siri also exists on the Apple Watch. And I don't know if you have had the experience where you, if you want to reply to a message, then you have to use Siri. But then it gives you the choice of send the audio version or send, the text.
Right. I like that.
I like that except I have accidentally sent the audio version before where it's like, meet me in the pool, comma, in, 2 hours, period, question mark.
With all of the punctuation.
That can be really embarrassing.
Yeah.
I have been embarrassed
Now,
by that.
does Siri do contextual searching? For instance, I'll show you. How old is Bill Gates?
Bill Gates is 59.
Now, sometimes you can go, who is his wife?
Let me check that. It looks like the answer is Melinda Gates.
So it does. So it remembered that my previous search was Bill Gates. I didn't have to say his name again.
Right.
I could just say, who is his wife? How tall is he?
Okay, give me a moment. Bill Gates is 5 feet 10 inches tall.
She measured, apparently.
That is a thing I learned
That is very cool. That, again, that's a Wolfram Alpha response. Wolfram Alpha is a really great website you should know about. We've talked about it before. That has facts in it. And so if you know kind of a Wolfram Alpha query, it might be worth using it with Siri.
Right, yeah. Well, I think that might exhaust my Siri tricks for now.
Yeah. Well, I'm exhausted.
Tech Junk says all you have to do is hit the
How about
Siri
this
button
one?
and then put the phone up to your ear. This will put Siri in the earpiece and not the speaker.
Oh, okay. What movies are playing near me?
I found a few movies playing today near Petaluma.
See, this is really great. I use a program called Flickster. Sometimes I use Fandango to look at movie schedules. But I always forget. I can just ask Siri, and not only will she show me the movies, but I think I can tap them, and yeah, I can not only get movie times, but the local cinema that's playing it, and even buy tickets through Fandango. So a lot of the things that I do right now by using an app, Siri could do a lot faster for me if I would just remember.
And speaking of buying things, there was news this week from Facebook. Facebook Messenger has their new assistant called M that they're testing.
Yeah.
And they're testing it with real people.
The real people not just using it, but real people answering your queries.
Yes, and it's unclear if those are going to be, how much they're going to use real people. But here's, the next web had a bit about what it's like to use it.
Do this one for me.
Okay.
Ask her to find your iPhone.
Find my iPhone.
It actually is looking for it. Oh, if you were logged in.
Logged in, yeah.
I wonder if it'll tell me my iPhone's in Boulder, Colorado. Find my iPhone.
Here's the contact information for Leo Laporte.
Yeah, good luck. No, it didn't do it right. I guess because I no longer have an iPhone in effect. Soon.
So, yeah, you'd have to. It makes sense that you'd have to log in. I wouldn't want it to
find my phone if I gave it to somebody.
Yeah, or if it had my iPad. Right. If someone stole my iPad, I wouldn't want that. They have to log in to find my iPhone, right?
Just so you know, my son has broken like many iPhones, but he broke his again the other day, even though it was in a tough case and all of that stuff. So he said, well, you're going to get a new iPhone when the new one comes out. Would you send me your iPhone then? And I said, you know, I'm going to send it to you now because I am going to get one. We think, as you know, as we mentioned, September 9th, they'll announce at least 2 new iPhones. There's some question about whether there'll be a color iPhone, you know, the iPhone 6C.
Right.
But there'll be a 6S, and I'm pretty sure a 6S Plus. I'm going to get the Plus. I decided to go with the big one. You like the little one? I'm going to go with the big one.
I like the little one, yeah.
The rumor is, and this is how Apple's done it in the past, that they'll announce it on Wednesday. You'll be able to order it at midnight California time on Friday, and it will come 1 week later if you order it promptly enough, September 18th. So I will have an iPhone. I'm going to not have it for the next couple of iOS days, but I'll have my new iPhone in a couple of weeks.
Excellent.
I hope.
So,
it'll be 3 in the morning. I'm going to be back east when that happens.
Oh, yeah. Who do we have to thank for this episode?
Well, let me check my clipboard.
Is it Blue Apron?
Where'd my clipboard go? Yeah, I don't need a clipboard. I know all about Blue Apron. I love Blue Apron. In fact, I did Blue Apron last night. So we've done a couple of Blue Aprons in the last few days. And one of the things I love about Blue Apron, just to explain what it is, they send you all the ingredients you need to make a really delicious meal. They're fresh ingredients. You get exact, proper proportions, never waste. Like if you need basil for the recipe, for instance, the herb basil, they'll send you just enough basil for the recipe. You don't even have to measure it. They'll send you all the ingredients you need, plus that great card. It's coated cardstock, which is good because I got food all over it. I always do. It has the recipes. They have online. They have videos with techniques and so forth. And you get to make amazing stuff. Stuff, in my case, you know, I don't know about you, but I love to cook. I really love to cook. But I'm a little stymied sometimes with the menu planning, with the meal planning. I keep making the same things over and over again. I bet you do too, because who has time to go shopping and think about it and plan? Blue Apron does all that for you. So you get home, your Blue Apron's there. It comes in a beautifully refrigerated box. By the way, always fresh, never frozen. Produce picked the day they ship it to you from local farms. So it's, I mean, the produce is fabulous.
And seasonal.
It's seasonal. I had a tomato, and they pack it in a little box so it doesn't get bruised. They just do it great. So I had, what did I make? I made, oh, it was fabulous. It's called 3-cup chicken. It was a Chinese recipe, very popular in Taiwan. And it has traditionally been made with a cup of rice vinegar, a cup of soy sauce, and a cup of sesame oil. But they say over time chefs have adjusted it for flavor. So they sent me 3 little bottles it was a little bit less of this, a little bit more of that, just the right amounts. Fresh ginger, which I minced up. Fresh garlic, which I minced up. I sauteed the garlic and ginger. The smell was phenomenal. I had beautiful fresh skinless chicken breasts, which I cut up, put in there. Let those saute a little bit. Then you throw in the little bottles of soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, and sesame oil. You saute it up. Meanwhile, I've got the fresh basil. It was amazing. Even just the right amount of jasmine rice to cook up. So you're still cooking. You're still cooking real food in a real way. It's a great way to learn to cook. If you have kids, they have family plans too. The Blue Apron we have is for 2 people, but they do have family plans with kid-friendly ingredients. Look what's on the menu this week. Incredible. There's the family plan. Sweet chili and basil chicken, crispy cod sandwiches, little cod sliders. That looks delicious. Eggplant parmigiana. Kids love that, right? Once you learn to make this, by the way, you'll never get this recipe again. And you may say, well, wait a minute, what if I make it again? Well, it's kind of neat. Once you've made chicken pad ki mao, you know how to do it, and it's added to your repertoire now. And so it's very easy to start making those again. For instance, last night I made a green bean salad that had a little tomato in it, a little Kalamata olives, lime. It was incredible. And I know how to make it now, and I never would have thought of it before, so it's now part of my repertoire. If you like to cook, or you want to get to be a better cook or learn to cook, if you want to teach the kids to cook, I love Blue Apron. We're going to get you started with 2 free meals, so there's no risk to you whatsoever. You can really get a sense of what it's like. Just go to blueapron.com/twit. blueapron.com/twit. I have, the next one is a shrimp and grits, jambalaya, some sort of weird New Orleans thing. I cannot wait. I look forward to it every night. I know I've got just what I want. blueapron.com/twit. Try it today. 2 free meals.
For vegetarians, for people
they do.
Who
They have
gluten,
vegetarian, absolutely. We said Mary Jo Foley's a vegetarian. We have some pescatarians in our family. We've sent them Blue Apron, and they love it. They really love it.
All right, so there's been a lot of news. Even just this morning, there's a lot of iOS news.
Well, you know, it kind of gets, the rumor mill gets really revved up as we get closer and closer to the event.
So we'll just go. I know you do a lot of news on MacBreak Weekly, but there's a KeyRaider. Have you heard of that?
No, what's that?
That is malware infecting jailbroken iPhones.
Well,
so
don't jailbreak.
Don't jailbreak your iPhone.
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes you have to, but that's a really sophisticated thing to do. What a jailbreak does is merely let you use other stores besides the Apple Store to put apps on your phone. See, people want apps like tethering apps, but honestly, you're so much safer, so much more secure. Almost always jailbreaks involve using a security flaw to begin with, and then you've opened up your phone, you're getting it from some source, not Apple, that maybe isn't the best. Yeah, I'm not surprised that there's malware out there.
So if you have a jailbroken iPhone, you should check out some of these articles we'll link to in the show notes.
I jailbroke my first few iPhones because I wanted to know how to do it, and there were some limitations I wanted to bypass, but I won't ever do it again.
And if you have a jailbroken iPhone, you should check your account and see if there's any weird things that have been purchased on
yikes.
Because that's what they're doing. They've stolen user credentials.
I should mention, it is not illegal to jailbreak an iPhone. The Librarian of Congress has been very clear. You own that phone and you can jailbreak it. Apple doesn't like that.
It's not, it's not secure
It's
anymore.
not illegal.
Yeah, but they're not in charge of keeping you secure anymore, right? Once you've jailbroken.
Yeah, all bets are off if you jailbreak your phone,
this morning, Google announced that Android Wear will be available. There'll be an iOS app, so you can
That is wild.
Yeah, you can use your iPhone with your Android Wear watch.
It can't possibly do as much as an Apple Watch does.
I doubt it can do as much, but I think it's an interesting choice on Google's end to support this.
Well, I'm gonna, I don't have an iPhone, so can I bring you my Android Wear watch and you can?
I will test it to see. Yeah, to see how.
Would you like round? I think you would. I think you're a round
I have
watch.
the rectangular one.
Yeah, let me get you
the.
I'm gonna get you a Moto 360. I think you'll like that.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, excited about that. Apple and Cisco teamed up today to create a wireless fast lane for iPhone users in the workplace. Have you heard that story?
I understand the words. I don't understand what it means.
So yeah, they're apparently an internet fast lane. I don't know how they're going to do this. I'm sure again you'll report more on this at MacBreak Weekly. But for iPhones at work.
Don't know what it means. Cisco makes the routing hardware that many businesses use.
Right.
So presumably they're doing
the fast
QoS.
lane within,
I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know either.
As an Android phone user, you might not be so happy that all the iPhone users are getting fast lanes.
I know. Who's in the slow lane? Android users? Windows Phone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's not right.
Yeah, I'll probably report more on this and on Tech News tonight too.
We'll find out more.
Delve in more deeply. This was last week's news, but since we saw you, Instagram, shocking news, you no longer have to post your pictures in the square format anymore.
Hallelujah.
I know. So if you are a regular user of Instagram, you've probably already seen this.
Huge.
And if you aren't, then maybe you don't care. But they have to be taken in the landscape. So if you took, if you took a portrait
or landscape.
Right. But if you took a portrait of like the Golden Gate Bridge, you couldn't suddenly turn it into landscape. You'd have to.
Not in the Instagram app. You'd have to crop it somewhere else and import it. But yeah.
So yeah, it's.
In other words, you don't have to use the Instagram square anymore. You can have your picture appear as it was taken.
Yeah, which is kind of shocking, right? Yeah. So I'll show you how this is.
I think there's been some advantage to having the square forced on people.
Right.
It's made us think a little bit more about composition and so forth, but I'm glad we finally can.
Right, so I think you can show my screen. Here's a picture of my sister and I on some, probably 1975.
Square, right?
Yeah, but here I just pressed that little button and I can make it. It was originally taken.
You get the whole thing, although Instagram probably realized it's generally better if you zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, this was a picture I took of a picture off my wall, so we're not talking. But the other thing that they have is access to the layout feature. Right here, this little icon, so you have more direct access to make a, so I could make a little collage of my sister and my daughter and my dog, and so I love layout for Instagram. I'm
going through the trending photos on Instagram right now, and almost all of them are still square. A lot of people haven't moved into that.
Well, you get used to it. I mean, it's like that's the format we've been shooting in, and with the idea. I really like the square. There's something, I don't know.
There's something about it. Although my friends like professional photographers like Trey Ratcliffe, they're celebrating. They're posting wide frame 16:9 pictures all over the place. It's kind of funny.
So yeah, my photographer friends, that's
they're
where
thrilled.
It's really, So I have some more Instagram news. Kim Kardashian, you're familiar with Kim Kardashian, right? Well, I don't think
Did you see her last night at the VMAs? I think she's pregnant again.
She is pregnant.
Yeah.
She is for sure pregnant.
So they have Northwest, and then now do Southwest or East-West?
Is that
maybe West-West?
Is that Kim Kardashian? Is that the same? I don't know.
Yeah, Northwest. Right? Isn't that their
Well,
kid?
I don't know as much as I should.
Apparently,
about
you've
Kim
not
Kardashian.
been reading the trade magazines.
No, but I do know that she got in trouble with the FTC a couple weeks ago because she was hawking some morning sickness medicine on her Instagram account.
And it didn't say it was an ad.
No, it said it was an ad, but she didn't say all the side effects of the medicine.
Oh, if you're doing medicine, you do have to say side effects.
So she had it got pulled down.
Wow.
Which was interesting. I mean, she didn't say it was an ad. She did right afterwards. Someone said, "Well, did you get paid for this?" And she said, "Yes, I did get paid for this," which is weird because she had just recently said, "My Instagram account is my, sacred place. I don't use it for ads." But she does. So she loves
not quite that sacred.
She loves this morning sickness medicine, and she posted about how wonderful it is. So now she had to take it down, and then as punishment, she had to put another post up saying all of the side effects.
Oh,
and the,
Lord,
the
that's
long,
a bad
So there
post.
they are.
Wow.
Yeah. So there she is.
Yeah, you can't. That makes sense. Now I have to say that we have been very careful because there are strict FTC rules about using social media and putting an ad there without indicating that it's an ad. So anytime we mention a sponsor, for instance, in a Twitter feed, a Google Plus feed, and I know you've been instructed about this, it was Denise Howell who said, guys, you've got to do this. We put hashtag ad or hashtag sponsor. We let you know in some way that what we're talking about is a sponsor. And she could get in trouble for that too. If you're putting sponsored or advertising material on a social media feed and not indicating that it's an advertiser. The FTC says we will fine you, and in fact, people have been fined for that.
And it's, Kim Kardashian's going to get caught. It's the little people that have like the smaller following that aren't getting caught because no one's paying attention.
I think Kanye yesterday, didn't Kanye West say that, or maybe, no, I'm sorry, it was Miley Cyrus wearing a giant Post-it note, said that Kim Kardashian was the #1 most followed person on Instagram.
Interesting.
Is that true? I think it is. Millions of followers. Did you watch the VMAs last night?
I did not watch. I don't have regular TV, nor do I have
next time come over. Bring the whole family.
Okay.
Because it's a freak show.
Yeah.
It is a freak show. You never know what you're going to see next.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber floating in the air, flipping in circles. It was incredible.
So I have a bit of an unboxing to do.
Oh,
I got
this is so exciting.
Two brand new phones.
Okay.
Where is the best place to put them? There?
Yes. Anywhere you want to be. There you go.
Do you want to put it here, or shall I put it right here? Yeah. This is called the No Phone. There are two versions of the No Phone.
This is exciting. It's the new phone season right now. We're going to see lots of new phones.
This, if you take a look at that, it feels good in the hands.
Good looking. It kind of looks like an Amazon Fire phone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tough.
It is a piece of plastic.
Is it water? Is it waterproof?
It is for those that just are so addicted to their phones.
What the heck's that
for the
children.
Holding, like a pacifier. For the children.
It's for the children.
It's a no phone. If you don't want all the notifications, but you can't get it out of your hands.
I need it because I gave my phone to
okay,
Henry. Can
here you go.
No.
This is
do
the
they have one with a
upgraded
bigger
version.
screen? Because the screen is so small in the No Phone.
And this is the No Phone selfie. You ready for this one?
Oh, it's a selfie version.
Oh, I like that. That's a good
God.
selfie, isn't it? Oh,
you look like Kim Kardashian. Holy, so it's got a mirror on the front.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa, and that's a good mirror. Here, you try the No Phone selfie.
The No Phone selfie.
I got some fingerprints on it.
I feel like Jabba the Hutt in this.
Yeah. So. Pretty excited. I'll have my full review on before you buy. Like I'll do benchmarks and
you know what I'm thinking. Battery life on this has to be amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. And also not so much of the selfie version, but that one. I mean, rugged.
Tough. Well, like all smartphones, you don't want to drop a selfie version.
Right, you don't. So, but when your 10-year-olds ask why they don't have a phone.
And it fits in the pocket so nicely.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So the No Phone.
When you go to a meeting, next time you go to a meeting, you know how it is. Everybody puts their phone on the table.
Right.
Put your No Phone on the table.
You know what's the best part? It runs all operating systems.
All.
Android,
Actually,
iOS.
That's not quite true.
Windows.
It runs no operating system.
No,
it runs all operating systems the same.
Yes.
Which is not at all.
Right. Yes, it runs. So that's the No Phone. Again, watch before you buy for my full review.
This could stop a bullet.
We could try that too.
The no phone
we
saved
could
my life.
try that too. Would you be a guinea pig for that?
You've been waiting to shoot me for ages. I know.
All right. So iOS Today also brought to you by 99 designs, not 100 designs, not 98 designs.
It's 99 is
99.
exactly the right amount of designs. Actually, the number should really be, what is it, 300,000? That's how many, I'm sorry, what was I thinking? 900,000. That's how many designers are available for you on 99designs.com. You know, design is so important. I think so many people think they can do it themselves. Hey, I have Photoshop. I have a pencil and paper. I could do my logo. You know what? You don't want to stand out for the wrong reasons. No one's going to take your business seriously. You can't be a pro just because you have the software. You need to work with somebody who's a designer. There's just something designers have that makes them special. Working with a designer is so great, and at 99 Designs, there are almost 1 million designers waiting to work with you. It's the world's largest online marketplace for graphic design. They make it easy to get the perfect design for your business. Unique for you. Here's how it works. You start by filling out a design brief and setting a fixed price. Designers from around the world are going to submit designs to compete for your business. You provide feedback for revisions on the designs you like, and as quickly as 7 days, you're going to pick and pay for your favorite, and you can start using it. We actually did that for t-shirt designs. We liked so many of them, we bought 5 of them, and we slowly worked out each one by one. 350,000 businesses, not just Twit, have created and upgraded their branding. We've used it to do t-shirts, and we did 99 Designs marketing kit. They did our marketing kit that we give to other advertisers. It's just great. Start or grow your business with great graphic design. For a menu, there it is, that's our media kit. Isn't that awesome? Mm-hmm. For a menu, for a car wrap, for a website banner, 99designs.com/twit. When you go there, you'll get a free $99 upgrade. 99 Designs will highlight your product listing, bump it to the top, and feature it on their blog. That usually results in about twice as many designs for you to choose from, which is awesome. This upgrade is free, but you have to start your project at 99designs.com/twit. There's also a 100% money-back guarantee. 99designs.com/TWIT. We thank them so much for their support and for their great designs. Really appreciate it.
All right, this is the section where we hear from you on Twitter, by video, email, all the ways. First, we have a video from Allison Sheridan, who is a podcaster.
Nozilla.
Nozilla.
That's Allison backwards.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I just found that out. She does a great podcast. I love Allison. We've been on a cruise with her and her husband, Steve. Yeah, we've had a great time. And I know she's watching. Hi, Allison. A lot of fun.
Right. So last week we were talking about the amount of space that you could, how big could your library really be before you started, getting into trouble. And so she gave us a little
She's a Mac and
video
Apple
response.
expert. Let's see.
Hi, Megan and Leo. On a recent iOS Today, Leo was expressing some concern about the impact of iCloud Photo Library on the storage of iOS devices. Well, I have a giant Photos library, and I have put iCloud Photo Library on both my iPhone and my iPad, and it works spectacularly well to manage the storage that you have using those optimized images. Let me demonstrate with my example. Here we are looking at my Photos library over on my MacBook Pro that has a 1 terabyte internal drive. I have every single photograph I have ever taken with a digital camera dating back to, I think it's 2000, how far back do we go? 2001 or so. Anyway, let's do a get info on this library to see how big it actually is. It is 58,000 photos, which is more than a normal person should probably have.
Wow.
It includes 582 videos, and it's taking up 301 gigabytes on my MacBook Pro. Now let's switch over to my iPhone and see what I see there. Here is my iPhone, and you can see again that I have every single photo possible on this device.
Bet she has
Here's
pictures
all those
from our
same
trip to
photos that you saw
Australia.
before, going back to 2001 and beyond. Anyway, let's go take a look at my storage. And you can see it's only taking up 16.4 gigabytes on my iPhone 6. Notice that I have optimized iPhone storage. Now, we looked at the iPhone, so we saw around 16 gigabytes. Let's see what the iPad is seeing. And you'll notice it's using 15.5 gigabytes. Not the same as the iPhone, but pretty close. Now, of course, most people don't have this ridiculous size photo library, so I'm finding that most of my friends can fit under the 200 gigabyte plan, which is really actually reasonably priced. It's only if you have a giant photo library like I do that you might run into some serious cost. So, Leo, I hope that allays your concerns about people using iCloud Photo Library and chewing up all of the storage on their portable devices.
Thank you, Allison.
That was a lot of photos.
Podfeet, Nozilla, the podcast. It's all about Mac. Yeah, we did a little thing on the new screensavers about cloud storage costs, and Apple is the most expensive. It's for a terabyte. We checked how much does it cost for all the providers for 1 terabyte for a year. And Apple is $19.99 a month, 20 bucks a month, 240 bucks a year for a terabyte of storage. So it is true that if you want a lot of storage, and a terabyte, by the way, is more than even I have, and Allison, my photo library goes back even farther than yours. But I wouldn't recommend, overdoing it because there are so many good free solutions. Flickr, if you have a Microsoft Office account, as we've mentioned, you get unlimited OneDrive storage. Google will store unlimited photos for free.
Flickr.
So will Amazon, unlimited photos for free if you're a Prime member. So while I agree with you, Allison, there's a lot of storage there, and Apple's fairly reasonable about it. If you do have, 500 gigabytes or more, you might want to look at a free solution instead of paying that much money for it.
It was also taking up a lot of space on her phone. I mean, not
Well, I
as much
love
space,
the
even the
optimized
optimized, but it was still a lot,
Yeah.
right? I mean, she had a huge phone.
16 gigs.
Yeah.
You know, the Apple still sells 16 gig iPhones.
Yeah.
So 16 gigs of photos might be significant
Right.
for some people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to buy probably, I have to think. I don't know what sizes Apple's going to offer. The rumor is they'll start at 16. I imagine they'll go to 128 as they did last year. I bought 128 for my iPhone 6, but I think I'm going to get 64. I feel like 64 is a sweet
That's a
spot
good number.
for me.
That is a good number. All right, so last week we talked about translation apps. I don't know if you remember. And we talked about the new Microsoft translation app and the awesome Google translation app. And then I was going to show you iTranslate, and then I just said, these are so good. Why wouldn't you use the Google Translate app? Why wouldn't you? It's so good. And I got an excellent tweet from Rick. He said, I live in China. Google is blocked in China, so the translation app doesn't work here. I use iTranslate. So thank you, Rick, for reminding me that a lot of people live in other places where you can't get access to the Google products. Some people don't want to use them anyway. So yeah, iTranslate. I showed a little bit last week. I think I have it open here. Let's get rid of Beyonce. What else is here? It's not as good as Google. I mean, you can pay for it. This one
And it uses the Bing Translate capability,
yes,
Microsoft Translate.
Right. So, where is the bathroom?
Oh man, I hate it when that happens.
Where is the
It'll cost you $5 to find out where the bathroom is, lady.
I thought I actually bought it. Yeah, I guess you can't.
Okay.
That's so you can only write it. You can only type.
You need to
type,
buy it.
So you can type. Yeah, it's $4.99.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
I really need to know
if
where
you
the
don't
bathroom
live somewhere
is.
where Google is blocked, that's probably the one to use.
Yeah, or the Microsoft one. So thank you for the tweet. You can tweet me. I'm at Megan Maroney, and I read them. And I love to hear from you guys.
Allison says she knows there are free options, but she really likes the features that iPhoto offers, and there's no reason. You're right. I mean, 200 gigabytes is, according to Gardner in a chat room, $4 a month. So that's not so bad if you can fit your photos into 200 gigabytes.
Robin sent us a voicemail, and I think we can listen to that and hopefully answer her question.
Hi, this is Robin from Los Angeles, and I subscribe to several hard copy magazines, and I get the digital versions through my newsstand in iOS. When the new iOS 9 comes, how will I be able to access my subscriptions? Every place I look, I don't see any comments on conversion for digital versions of magazines. Thanks for your help. Enjoy the show. Talk to you guys later.
That is a great question, and Apple's response to that is all of the, for instance, I have the New Yorker, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal. Those are all newsstand apps. And I think sometimes these publishers feel like they're ghettoized a little bit. They're stuck in newsstand where they're not immediately visible, and they'd prefer to be on your desktop. Here's those three magazines, New Yorker publications, New Yorker, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. Instead of being out here on the front page, that's the prime real estate. So I think publishers are even happy to hear that what will happen is newsstand will go away. Apple is going to introduce in iOS 9 a news application, and anything that you have currently in newsstand will just go whoop out of newsstands. So starting next week when I get iOS 9, I'll have the New Yorker, the New York Times, and the Wall Street Journal, and you'll have all your publications right there on the desktop. So you could put them in a folder. You can make your own newsstand folder if you want, or hide them, or put them on the front page. And I think the publishers wanted that.
Now, I haven't played around with iOS 9, but from what I read, I think at iMore, they will automatically put them into, if you have 3, they'll automatically put them into a folder that says newsstand as opposed to news.
Right.
But then you can put them on the desktop.
Yeah, this was always a frustration for me, is that, you know, stuff that's in the newsstand is only in the newsstand. And you can't put newsstand, it is a folder, you can't put it in another folder. So this always bugged me a little bit, and I think Apple's doing the right thing. But we're very interested to see what happens with the new news program.
Because you're going to be able to read a lot more news, but you'll have ads on it. That'll be
and you know, I don't know if this is on your list. I guess we didn't talk about it in the news, but one of the big stories about iOS 9, and again, I think we're going to see iOS 9 roughly the same time as we see the new iPhone, September 9th. One of the big, 9 on 9 sounds right. One of the big things that people are talking about is that Apple is going to allow ad blocking in Safari, starting with iOS 9 and OS 10 El Capitan. And that's something they've not allowed before. And people are championing that, saying, great, Apple is supporting blocking ads, blocking tracking, and you'll have the choice in the new app whether to block tracking or ads or both. And there are, by the way, Apple's not going to do the blocking, but there are third-party apps. Now that Apple has that feature, you'll be able to download and install a third-party app that will modify how Safari works. You'll still have to go in Safari settings and turn off, you know, ads, turn off tracking. I have to point out, ads will still appear in the Apple News app. They'll still appear in any app because they go through Apple's own ad platform, and Apple takes 30%. So if you were a cynic, you might say, well, maybe it's not that Apple's a champion of privacy and no ad tracking, because they do ad tracking. They just want you to use their system and not any other system.
What's that called? It's like iAd or something?
iAds.
Yeah.
Yeah, IADS.
Yeah, yeah, interesting. Yeah, now I read last week Google is like telling developers how to turn off the ad tracking turn off in that Apple's like they have a guide for developers to here's how you can keep your ads in, like here it's
a mess.
It is
it's going to be bad.
And it's hard because it's like, you know, we're supported by advertising, you know, that's how do you
if I were really acting in self-interest, I would say this is great, everybody should block ads, because that's not our ads. We make our money from ads, as like the ads we do on this show, not the ads that are blocked on web pages. That's not how we make our money. In fact, if ad blocking were to be very successful and become very widespread, advertisers would flock to us and leave those sites. And I don't, even though that would be good for us, I don't want that to happen. I have many friends who work at places like iMore and The Verge and Engadget, and I want them to stay in business. And I think widespread use of ad blocking probably would put them out of business.
All right, so we have one more question. This came in email. This is Bob in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. He writes that Don Curry from Nova Scotia last week wrote in looking for a way to do group emails. I've been using MailShot Pro for years. It is awesome. It is a drop dead simple to use, and if you ever need help, the developer is quick to respond.
MailShot
Pro. So last week Don asked us, how do you create groups easily, and we showed how to do that. So MailShot Pro.
So you installed it?
I installed the free version of MailShot, and it looks good. I mean, I haven't played around with it too much, but I made myself a little group.
It's only $4 for the paid version.
So MailShot, and I always love when you hear that a developer is responsive. I think that is. So MailShot Pro from Soluble, is that, or MailShot? You can try MailShot.
It's from Soluble, MailShot Pro, group email done right. And the most important thing to me with group email is that no recipient of the email can see everybody else's addresses. And I'm going to presume that's protect privacy. You could put MailShot groups in the BCC field. Please, folks, so it doesn't do that automatically, but if you are sending group emails, do not put all the addresses in the CC field. Put it in the BCC field so other people can't get everybody else's address.
Right. So this episode is also brought to you by another one of our sponsors.
Lynda.com, the online learning. I love Lynda.com, and I know Linda. Linda Wyman is a friend. She went on the Screensavers. I don't know if you remember her. She did web design books. She was great. Decided that she was teaching people web design, but there was more stuff. She heard from people, well, we'd like to learn Office, or we'd like to learn Windows, or we'd like to learn OS 10, we'd like to learn iOS. So she created lynda.com. Now more than 3,000 on-demand courses, tens of thousands of videos, teaching you everything you need to know about technology, your hobbies, your work, even soft business skills like negotiating and resume building. It is a fabulous place to learn, to gain skills. For the soft business skills, there's media training. I think a lot of people could benefit from media training. Speech writing. Media training means kind of knowing how to, if you have to be on TV, how to do it, or on radio, how to do it. Creating a business plan. If you've got an idea for a business, lynda.com. Creating customer value. There are also courses on things like Microsoft Office for the Mac, the new one's just out, including Word, Excel, Outlook, and PowerPoint. I use it for photography. I'm always trying to become a better photographer, how to use the tools like Lightroom and Photoshop, but also how to use the camera, how to get great pictures and better composition, things like that. You'll be learning from the best. In photography, in Photoshop, it's all people we know, like Bert Monroy, Ben Long. They do such a great job. Joseph Lenashke. They're not only working professionals in the field, they're passionate about the subject, and they're great teachers because of that passion. You can stream thousands of courses on demand. You can even download them to your iOS or Android device so you can watch them on the airplane. You'll learn at your own pace. So that means you can, some people are completists. I bet you're a completist, like you watch from beginning to end, right? You want to see every single chapter. Some people like me, we want to...
Take the easy way outest?
Easy way outest, yeah. I just want, I want that one thing. So I can search the transcript, jump to that part, learn what I want to learn, and move on. But however you like to learn, Lynda's going to accommodate you, which is great. By the way it works is you pay one flat monthly fee, or you can pay by the year, and you have access to everything. I mean, everything, using Wacom tablets with Photoshop, shooting a nighttime time-lapse video. That's just awesome. 2.5 hours, everything you need to know. I mean, this stuff is great. Your lynda.com membership gives you unlimited access on hundreds of topics, very affordable, and to give you an idea of what it would be like to be a lynda.com subscriber, we're going to give you 10 days free today. lynda.com/iOS today, 10 days to try it. That would be enough time to take an entire course front to back, or sample hundreds of courses. lynda.com/iOS today. We thank them so much for a great tool, and for supporting iOS Today. We appreciate their belief in us. Because we teach, we're teachers.
We try.
We're teachers.
So now is the time where we wear funny hats.
Oh, I love this time, because there's nothing, you know, many people know this, but all the heat goes out of your head.
So true.
So true.
And it is really cool outside.
It's so important to wear a hat that will keep you warm on a summer's day.
It is, yeah, really important.
I'm sweating already.
That is a
thank
nice...
you. This is obviously handmade.
Yes.
I have to look and see who made this. Oh, they didn't put a label in it. Where did this come from?
I made it.
Did you?
No.
Did you knit this for me?
No.
I knit that for you.
Yeah. I didn't make that, but I bet we can find out and write the...
I love this. Well, whoever, if you're watching, I apologize, I don't know. But boy, I love it. And you know, it'd be great too, because it can be used so many ways. I could use it when I swim to give me a more streamlined appearance. And the next time I have to play Pippi Longstocking on stage, I'm ready.
Yes.
So this is very practical.
So we wear hats and we talk about our favorite app of the week. I'm cheating just a tiny bit on mine. So we just talked about Lynda. Lynda is great. Lynda is excellent for... I've sometimes used Lynda with my kids, but mostly it's for adults, hobbyists, and work. Khan Academy is a great place if kids want to learn things. And they have a new feature called Pixar in a Box. We just discovered it this weekend. There is a Khan Academy app, but it doesn't include, it only includes the first video for the Pixar in a Box. But, so I'll show you what the Khan Academy app looks like first. There it is. Let's see. And we can watch the video. This is all that'll appear.
Love Khan Academy. They just did a deal with Pixar, you know.
Yes.
Oh. Did you say that already? Okay.
Yes, I did say that. Take two. So.
Have you heard?
Pixar. Yes.
Khan Academy and Pixar have done
really?
a deal? Yeah.
Yes, it's called Pixar in a Box, and my children and I enjoyed it a lot this weekend.
Even Pixar in a Box. The kids could get something out of this.
Oh, it's for kids. It starts at 5th grade math, which, so this is the Pixar app, and it shows a video. They go around the studios. Have you been to the studios?
I haven't.
You're a friend of John Lasseter's,
I
aren't you?
haven't. I've always wanted to. It's apparently an amazing place.
So this just goes through an overview of what you're going to learn. I haven't. Marco has. My husband has. But I have not been there yet.
Yeah, the teachers sometimes get to go at our school.
Yes, they do. So here's what you can learn.
You know what I wish? I wish they do a deal with Pixar.
Groundhog Day.
This is such, they announced this just a few days ago. This is such a cool thing.
So we were learning about parabolic curves, how to make grass, and like how they made the grass in Braves. Here's like coordinate planes that you can learn.
Kids love Pixar, right? And so this is a great way to kind of incentivize them to learn. They want to know how to do this stuff.
Yes, exactly. So it's not just videos.
I like the
it's
host,
also,
too.
you can learn.
That's Fran.
She's the do you know her? She's the technology expert at one of the technology experts.
I do actually, yeah.
And you know her?
I know of her.
Oh.
She's quite famous.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you can place a point on the graphs. You can check your answer.
I follow her on Twitter, okay?
You do? Okay. She's your best friend.
Practically know her.
So Pixar in a Box. I highly recommend it. It starts at 5th grade math. Now, is this a
separate Khan Academy app, or you just use the regular Khan Academy app? Or you're just doing it on the internet?
I'm using it from the Khan Academy website.
Oh,
if you have the Khan Academy app, you can watch the introductory video, but it doesn't include all of this higher math.
So the website's the way to go.
Yeah, so that's why I was cheating a little bit. Because
that's not cheating.
It's a website, not everything
app.
you can't find in the. But seriously, my kids spent hours on this. Yeah, going
Annabella
through.
or Huck and Milo?
Huck and Milo did.
So they're in what, 5th grade?
They're in 5th grade. So it's 5th grade math.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So and it will scale up to whatever math you're doing.
Sure.
But it got them really excited. Whereas a lot of the math is not so exciting if you don't really know what it's for.
No.
So have you heard that Pixar and Khan Academy have a deal?
What? Are they going to do it online? That's fantastic news.
So, so here's the steps in staging.
My head is so hot right now that nothing is...
That's the problem.
It's all
Got it.
in and
Got
out.
it.
Yeah.
I wanted to get to the overview page so you can see everything that you can be learning. This is just the sets and stage.
It's neat.
So, yeah.
Hey, I got
Pixar in a Box.
Thank you, Jason
It's free.
Cleanthus, who brought this over. I guess Jason knows who gave me this because he gave me this letter from Blake Brown. I've been a fan of yours since Tech TV. Used to really love screensavers, so did we. I was thrilled when later on I discovered Twit. Now I listen to a podcast or two on your network every day. Wow. Anyway, my wife crochets, so I asked her to make a Twit hat for you.
Aww.
Please accept this as a token of my appreciation for everything you do for the tech community. This is great. Thank you. He also bundled in a Chrome hat for Jeff Jarvis. I'll make sure that Jeff gets it, Blake. So he couldn't figure out how to send it to him, but he did figure out how to send one to Gina Trapani, so she's getting an Android hat. If you speak to her, tell her to watch for it. I'm sending it to the ThinkUp offices. Thank you, Blake Brown. And his wife, she has her own company called, how do you pronounce that?
Crochetations.
Crochetians?
Crochetations.
Crochetations.
Crochetations. Crochetations.
C-R...
Crochetations.
It's crochet with a shuns.
Yeah, crochetations.
CROCHETIONS.com.
Even the eyeball is crocheted. It's beautiful.
It's all crocheted.
Yeah, it is really beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Blake.
Thank you very much, Blake and Shell. Appreciate that. That's really nice.
Here, let me take a picture with my no-phone selfie phone for you.
Oh, I look so good.
All right, so what's your app, Cap?
This you cannot play on the no phone. It requires an iPad or an iPhone. Many people, I think, are familiar with the Pocket God game. It was one of my app caps, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's the game where you drag people around, you build a population. It's really a fun game. Well, now Pocket Gods has paired up with another very popular game, and I haven't ever played that game. I think it's called Landians or something like that. But Mechlandians, I've never played it, but let me show you. We're going to create there's a campaign mode, there's a skirmish mode. It's turn-based. Pocket God is not turn-based. Should we do land grab? All right, and we're going to do conquer. Now, if you ever played Age of Empires or any of those top-down StarCraft games like that, you probably familiar with this style. If you've ever played Pocket God, you're familiar with the characters. The Landians face the Pocket Gods, the Ugachakas, and we are going to, there they are, by the way, they're their colony, the Landian colonies is here. I am playing a Pocket God today, and it's turn-based. So we can move on a turn, we can create, let's not do that, let's create some more people if we want. Oh, I guess I don't have enough money. Well, I could buy some pygmies anyway.
With real money?
No. In fact, the game is not freemium. It is $4.99. I think. Did I say that? $4.99.
$4.99.
I think is what I said. So you'll need to buy it. But I prefer that. I'd rather buy the game and not have to spend more money to play it. So I'm going to create some army critters, and then I'm going to move. And I'm going to move there, I'm going to stay there, and now I'm going to end my turn. Meanwhile, the Landians, and these are, in this case, you could play online against other real people, so those could be real Landians, or I'm playing an artificial intelligence here. It's going to make its moves. And we're going to kind of do an Age of Empires style battle here. So he moved closer, I'm going to move closer. You see, I made a little bit of money. I made a new pygmy. Let's make a I want to make a moon witch. I love those moon witches. And let's move my guys just a little bit closer. So you stay there, move you a little bit closer. That's back up. You stay there. We're going to meet on the bridge, I think. And that'll end my turn here, unless I can make a, oh, I can. Should I make some more? They're all different kinds of battle creatures and stuff, and this is early on, so it does get more sophisticated. End the turn, let the Landians move. You know what? This is a lot of fun. If you like turn-based combat games, here's the Landians. They're firing off against my poor. Oh dear, they wiped that whole unit out. Uh-oh. This may not go well. Perhaps I shouldn't have attacked them so quickly. Oh, a couple of spears. That's not going to do anything to those. Oy, 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 oy. This is, oh no. Whoa. Oh no. I think I've lost already. I did.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you get the idea. It's actually a lot of fun. If you like turn-based real-time strategy games, this is a good one. And it's fun that they're bringing back characters that we loved from Pocket God and, what is it, the Mechlandians? I think it's called the Mechlandians. Have you ever played that game? So, a lot of fun. Until Pixar and Khan Academy get together to do a game, I think this is the best.
That's the best thing for 10-year-olds. I
there.
wish they would get together.
It would be neat, wouldn't it? Anyway, the game is called Pocket Gods. Actually, that's not the name. I think it's Pocket Gods versus Mechlandians. I think they're versus Desert Ashes.
Ashes.
That's the game that the Mechlandians live in.
$4.99. I like the no ads, no in-app purchases. I like that model.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Yeah, I don't want to spend any more money. And you know it really ends up being more than $4.99 when you do those in-app purchases.
Yes,
so
exactly.
This is a good one. A lot of fun.
All
hey,
right,
that's it.
That is it. Thank you for watching. You can find all of the links to the show at our website. That's twit.tv/iOS. You can email us at iOStoday@twit.tv. You can call us, and I will give you the number just as soon as I have it in front of me, 757-504-iPad. Call, leave a message. We love to hear those and play those, and send us a video. And send us any kind of message you want, and we will try to get it
if it's
on
30
the show.
seconds or thereabouts, and it's got your first name and your city, we might even use it.
Your questions, your comments, everything.
We love that.
I think that's it.
We'll see you next time on iOS Today.
Today.